Now, from the news team that's covering the Carolinas, this is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 10.
First at 10, we are following several breaking news stories. Storms dropped more than 7 inches of rain, flooding roads, filling homes, leaving cars underwater, and more rain could be on the way tomorrow. But first, just in the last 2 hours, we learned the Whitewater Center could be fully operational again in 4 weeks. Good evening, I'm Allison Lattis. Rafting activities at the center shut down in June after tests came back positive for a brain-eating amoeba following the death of an Ohio teenager. And new tonight, Eyewitness News reporter Joe Bruno learned the health department now has an agreement with the center to keep this from happening again.
Allison, the county health director says he thinks the US National Whitewater Center will be fully operational in 4 to 6 weeks. Dr. Marcus Plesha briefed county commissioners tonight on the next steps for the Whitewater Center. Dr. Plesha says now that the water has been drained, the next steps will be to finish cleaning the lower pool, fix the filtration system, refill the raceways with city water, and then put in place a chlorination system. The chlorinated water will replace the Whitewater's current system of using UV treatment. And even though there are no local or state regulations over the Whitewater Center, the county health department says it will monitor the water quality with the Whitewater Center when it reopens.
People expect that the water is going to be safe, and we have a responsibility as the Board of Health to ensure that that water is safe.
The health director says the Whitewater will be chlorinated like a similar center in Oklahoma. Now, I was inside that meeting. Several county leaders expressed frustration that no representatives from the Whitewater Center were in attendance, Allison.
All right, Joe, thank you. And we told you on Saturday the water was released into the Catawba River. It was chlorinated and then dechlorinated before being dumped. The entire process started after an 18-year-old girl died from an amoeba infection after visiting the center. Ohio teen Lauren Seitz was on a trip with her church group. She died just days after returning home to Ohio. Joe posted updates by the minute on his Twitter page throughout tonight's County Commission meeting, and you can follow his Twitter page for the latest developments. More than 7 inches of rain brought major flooding in Statesville this afternoon. Channel 9 brought you continuous coverage as the flood waters rose on Eyewitness News at 5. Chief Meteorologist Steve Udelson is in Severe Weather Center 9, pinpointing whether those hardest hit areas will see even more rain tomorrow.
We've seen some rain even this evening, Allison. Flood warnings remain in effect for a small portion of Iredell County until 11 o'clock. This was the rain that did it. No powerful storms, no lightning at all. It was just a steady rainfall and a whole lot of it in a short period of time. Just to give you an idea as to how localized this was, an area 4 by 5 miles wide is what received the heaviest rainfall, 2 to 7 inches. Just outside of that, rain totals dropped off quite a bit. There are still some showers around this evening just south of Statesville and that affected area. Flood watches are up through tomorrow morning from Union County up through Mecklenburg County and Charlotte, north of the Virginia line, west of the Tennessee line. Here's the area I'm most concerned about. It's not the immediate metro, it's the high country. An east wind's going to keep these showers in here for a while. This, I believe, may well be the next trouble spot overnight tonight.
And we'll continue to monitor the storm chances tomorrow afternoon. Be sure to watch Eyewitness News Daybreak starting at 4:30. Those storms caused 18 rescues in Statesville today, and 6 of them were children. Eyewitness News reporter Deshaun Brown has more on the damage left behind tonight. Deshaun.
Allison, thankfully, a lot of the flood water has receded, but in this neighborhood, you can still get a sense of how much damage was caused just starting with this fence, which buckled under the pressure of both water and debris.
It was up to over my ankles.
Jason Terwilliger came home to this.
Everything in the basement's a total loss.
That's not a faucet, but his basement door.
At 4 o'clock, it was so backed up that it had flooded my yard and the parking lot across the street.
That same floodwater turned this parking lot into a pond, leaving cars here submerged. The parking lot along Brookdale Drive was among the hardest hit, but from Chopper 9 Sky Zoom, the impact much more clear. Cars throughout Statesville swimming in floodwater. Georgia Avenue looked like it had a river running through it, cutting off neighbors and leaving people stranded. A similar story at Statesville High School, where a creek overflowed and sent water rushing behind the stands at the football stadium and flooded several school buses. In just hours, emergency crews rescued 18 people, 6 of whom were children. Thankfully, no one was injured, but some here still hurt.
What can I do?
Having to call our insurance and see what we can get done, but the damage is done now.
And tonight, several neighbors here have questioned if the drainage systems are working properly. One I spoke with has lived in this area for 16 years and told me he has never seen anything like this. Reporting live in Statesville, Deshawn Brown, Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 10.
Deshawn, thanks. And we received some incredible photos from viewers this afternoon as the flood waters rose. You can see them all in a slideshow on our website, WSOC-TV.com. Breaking news tonight, 2 pedestrians struck by cars in 2 different counties. One of them was deadly. Anchor Scott Wickersham is in the breaking news center right now. Scott?
Allison, officials are investigating 2 pedestrian crashes, both happening within hours of each other in Rowan County. Now, authorities say a person died from their injuries after a car hit them around 8:30 tonight. Both directions of NC 152 in the China Grove area are closed as investigators work to find answers in that crash. The road is expected to be back open by 11 p.m. We're asking police for more information about the victim in the case and if anyone will face charges there. In Harrisburg, an 18-year-old was flown to a trauma center with potentially life-threatening injuries. You see pictures here. Investigators responding to this crash on NC 49 near School Circle around 6 this afternoon. The Cabarrus County Sheriff's Office is investigating this. And again, we don't know if anyone will face charges. We're continuing to ask questions and we'll get updates on these accidents and keep you updated as we learn more. Allison?
All right, Scott, thanks. The Cleveland County Sheriff's Office is investigating accusations a local teacher had a sexual relationship with a student. Eyewitness News reporter Alexa Ashwell was first to break the story today at 5, and she's been pushing authorities and the county school system for answers ever since.
Many people in the community are shocked by these allegations for many reasons, but mainly because a school is meant to be a safe place for children. The sheriff spent the day interviewing those who may be involved or have information on the case. He isn't saying too much because no charges have been filed. That's why we are not naming the accused teacher. Yesterday, I received information a female teacher was having a sexual relationship with a student. I reached out to the sheriff. He confirmed that a police report had been filed, but officials couldn't give us a copy because the child is under the age of 16. Sources say the child attends an area high school. The sheriff wouldn't confirm which one. I contacted Cleveland County Schools and then went to the district's administration building to find out how officials are responding to these allegations. The district has not responded to my questions. People here hope investigators can get to the bottom of this soon.
Couldn't imagine it being any of my kids, my nephews, any of that. That just blows my mind to think that actually happened here in Shelby or in Cleveland County.
If you can't stick by what's important and do your work in the school district, then, you don't need to be in the school.
The sheriff said he would update us on this case sometime tomorrow. We'll keep you posted. Reporting in Shelby, Alexa Ashwell, Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 10.
We sent out a breaking news alert as soon as we learned about the investigation. You can sign up for those by downloading our WSOC-TV app. New at 10, a former CMS employee who says she was violently attacked by students on the job told county commissioners tonight more needs to be done to protect teachers.
This silent epidemic is causing many teachers to flee the profession and creating schools, campuses, and classroom environments so chaotic that teaching nor learning can take place.
Annette Albright says that she was fired after this fight inside Harding University High School back in June. She says the district let her go because of a violation of professional conduct. New at 10, the brother of a suspect in a Gaston County triple murder testified in court this afternoon. Our partners at the Gazette report Shea Vernon said that he was in disbelief when his sister confessed to shooting and killing 3 people. Crystal Gambino is charged with the murders of her husband Giovanni, Jeffrey Gilliand, and Stephanie Sanchez in March. Police say all 3 were shot and killed at the Gambino family home in the town of Alexis. All 3 were found naked. Detectives in Matthews and Charlotte are comparing notes tonight after 2 robberies at 2 teen clothing stores in less than a week. We told you last night at 10, an armed man walked into the Justice clothing store in the Blakeney Shopping Center in the Ballantyne area and demanded money. It happened just 4 nights after a man walked into the Justice store in Matthews Friday night and held the employees at gunpoint.
They reported that a black male had came in around 5'10", no age description, wearing all black clothing or all dark clothing, red sneakers and sunglasses, and had a gun.
Matthews police aren't saying if they have surveillance pictures of the suspect, but they are sharing information with detectives in Charlotte. Breaking news, several people have been stabbed in a knife attack in the heart of London. Anchor Scott Wickersham is in the Breaking News Center with information that's just coming in.
Right now, we know that 1 woman is dead and up to 6 people are injured. Police say a man carrying a knife attacked people in London's Russell Square, a highly populated area in the heart of central London. We're checking to find out the condition of those injured. Police there say the suspect was tased and then arrested. His identity, along with a motive, have not been released.
Keeping an eye on the rain that is still falling over the portions even in the immediate Charlotte area, and when we'll break the pattern.
$13,000 stolen from a Charlotte church. Tonight, the congregation is pushing for answers.
Okay.
So you think people are scared to speak out?
I believe so.
The reason the church says they waited 2 months before letting parishioners know the money was gone.
Eyewitness News at 5.
We make sure you don't miss a thing.
A lot of smoke, a lot of flame.
Bringing you stories you won't see anywhere else.
Constantly updating you so you know what's happening now.
Breaking tonight, a possible major blow to Charlotte.
Investigating to get the answers you deserve.
Did Duke realize it was putting the water at risk?
What you need to know in your community and across the Carolinas.
Is always on Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 5.
This Channel 9 traffic report is brought to you by Randy Marion Automotive. RandyMarion.com saves you money.
Whether it's a dream road trip or rush hour traffic, it can still be Destination Yay when you hit the drive-thru for a one-of-a-kind Coke from McDonald's for just $1. Turn an everyday trip into everyday yay.
I've been a customer for a year, and it seems my bill has doubled.
Yeah, you signed a 2-year contract. That first year was just a promotional price.
Who's on the line?
Another call about a bill. She's not happy with our price increase. Oh, please hold.
Am I down the line?
Hello, I can hear you.
Your call is being monitored for quality assurance.
It's time to move on from satellite. No contracts with built-in price increases. Just reliable TV. Get Time Warner Cable.
It's that time again for the kids to go back to school.
We need to go to Burlington. You know, I love the prices. They have all the brands, all the styles.
You look so cute. Look at this price.
Let's go, Burlington. Let's go.
TV 64 is your official lottery station for the North Carolina Education Lottery. Tune in tonight and every night to watch the latest drawings.
Attention! If you or a loved one took the blood thinner drug Xarelto, which has been linked to irreversible bleeding, stroke, and even death, please call Campbell and Associates. Call toll-free 704-333-0885.
New at 10, more than $13,000 is missing from a Charlotte church, and members say they didn't know it was gone for months. Eyewitness News anchor Erica Bryant found out why church officials say they waited so long to tell the congregation.
Well, Allison, all total, this has been dragging on now for 4 months. Parishioners scared to speak out to Catholic leaders about money that was supposed to be used for church operations and for charity.
At St. Joseph Vietnamese Catholic Church, people are growing more concerned about missing money.
It's very difficult to believe it.
2 church members who did not want to show their faces told me more than $13,000 disappeared after a food fundraiser in the spring, but the congregation wasn't told until 2 months later. The delay makes them suspicious.
I want to know the truth, tell people the truth.
A spokesperson for the Diocese of Charlotte told me that time was used to conduct an audit, work with bank examiners and CMPD. I checked and found the police report was filed on June 1st, 2 months after the money disappeared. So we took their question straight to police.
On April 3rd, 6 bags of cash were set to be dropped off at Wells Fargo. I talked to CMPD's investigating officer and he told me he reviewed surveillance video and only 5 bags were dropped off. When I asked if the church official transporting the money is now a suspect, I was told he's still investigating all options.
Even though the diocese says insurance will cover the total loss, some parishioners worry this may not have been the first time or the last.
What they do before? Maybe they met before, but nobody know.
If they do it today, no any trouble with them, they can do more next time.
Now, church members also say there's a discrepancy in the missing amount and the totals reported in the church bulletin. The diocese told me that they must have their numbers confused. Allison?
And we've posted Erica's full story online at WSOC-TV.com. Just look for it under the News tab. 27 foreign Carowinds employees here on work visas are off the job tonight and will soon be kicked out of the country. They were all fired after authorities say a deputy found them underage drinking early Tuesday morning. Without a job, they'll be forced to leave the U.S. Today, we spoke with one of those fired employees.
I just feel sad because I never thought that this was going to happen.
No one was charged with a crime. Carowinds says that it doesn't comment on personnel matters. The park has about 132 foreign workers. This month, water bills will get bigger for Harrisburg families. Customers who live in the town limits will see rates increase 11%. For people outside of the town, the increase is 35%. Stormwater fees will increase by 98 cents, and the fee to reconnect water service will go up from $75 to $100. The town is using the money to pay for improvements. Channel 9 has posted the town's news release on our website so you can learn more about how the fees will affect you. Just look for the story on our homepage at WSOC-TV.com. In the past 3 hours, we've learned crews made 18 water rescues during today's intense flooding in Statesville. We showed you live footage of the flooded areas all afternoon. 6 of those water rescues were children and one person in a wheelchair who was stuck in a car. Crews also say flooding caused 12 car crashes, but no one was hurt. Our team of meteorologists says the area received more than 7 inches of rain. And check out this intense photo of Hurricane Earl. The storm was officially upgraded to a Category 1 hurricane this afternoon. It's moving quickly in the Caribbean towards Belize and Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, threatening flash floods and mudslides. Chief Meteorologist Steve Udelson joins us in Severe Weather Center 9, where it's been a very busy day. What can we expect tonight?
Allison, still some leftover showers now west of I-77, pretty much focused along the 321 corridor. Get that rain very slowly edging west across Lincoln County, raining lightly in Lincolnton toward Dallas, Bessemer City, on into Cleveland County, and then down into York County as well. Notice everything slowly marching to the west. And we'll track that as it continues to push to the west through Lincolnton about 10:25, Cherville about 11:30, I should say 10:30, Earl about 10:45. By the way, we'll have the latest on Earl coming up at 10:30. You saw the video as it approaches Belize. That rain moves through Shelby at about 11 o'clock and Boiling Springs by about 11:30. As the showers wind down tonight, the low clouds will linger and there may be some patches of fog, especially areas that saw the heaviest rain. Certainly Statesville area, you see the lower visibility here. Remember, half a mile is about the point where you see fog, and that'll certainly be the case over the high country as well. Not unusual when it's this humid outside. Gray start for all of us tomorrow. Lower 70s will be in the upper 70s by 9 a.m. It's going to be a while before we get sunshine back. We'll see a few breaks late morning, but it'll likely be the afternoon. But just with a few sunny breaks, we'll be touching off more scattered showers. Now again, some of them could be fairly heavy. I don't anticipate big thunderstorms, and there's no risk of severe weather out of this. It's all a heavy rain threat. This is good news. Heat index values staying in the 80s for much of the day, maybe touching 90, 92 for a time in the metro, especially Charlotte south through the Midlands. But for many neighborhoods, this is an improvement of about 10 to 15 degrees over this time last week. Remember that, where we've come from. Neighborhood forecast for Albemarle, it's definitely cooler than we've been. Temperatures in the middle 80s, 50-50 chance of rain. In Pageland, we'll be in the mid, maybe upper 80s with a blend of clouds and sun, 50% chance for some rain. And in Boone, we're talking about a 60% chance of showers, really at about any time. Temperatures start in the mid-60s, rise to the mid-70s. On Friday, still some scattered showers around, but finally by Friday afternoon, this weather pattern begins to break. We will still see scattered showers, maybe the rumble of thunder on Friday, set us up for a pretty decent weekend. And again, there is Earl getting very close to the coast of Belize. At 10:30, we'll talk about his forecast track. Top sustained winds are 75 miles per hour. Our 5-day forecast, as you look down the road, we're talking about mid-80s tomorrow and Friday, but it's back to the 90s as we hit the weekend. Rain chances a little lower on Saturday than Sunday. If you have outdoor plans, looks like Saturday the better of the 2 weekend days.
All right. Well, we're all taking a big, deep breath now, especially if you live up in Iredell County.
Absolutely. It's been a rough few hours.
Has. New smart toys that could let hackers get easy access to your home, the way they're putting your privacy at risk. A high-speed chase after a 3-year-old was kidnapped. How police were able to catch the suspect on the side of the interstate. A car went crashing through a Charlotte home, and police say teens are responsible. The scare, they say, happened just seconds before the crash.
Radar here in town.
Powerful storms overhead right now. We're tracking.
Being able to see through the lowest layers of a storm, we can measure the winds inside there. We can actually see if there's any hail inside the storm. If we're depending on a National Weather Service radar 75 miles away, you simply can't see it.
Using our exclusive local radar, we're tracking over 50-mile-an-hour winds.
We also have the right people, a team of meteorologists that understand the Charlotte area's weather. And that could not be more important when forecasting severe weather.
Where in this world can you get 20% off on select Buicks and GMCs? Hey, that's easy. Liberty Buick GMC. Remember, once they're gone, they're gone. Hurry, come get your 20% off at Liberty Buick GMC or check us out online at clickliberty.com.
The Ford Freedom Sales Event is on, so hurry in for 0% financing for 72 months. Get 0 for 72 across our entire lineup during the Ford Freedom Sales Event only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
At AT&T, we believe in access, the opportunity for everyone to explore a digital world full of possibilities, connecting with family, friends, and the things that matter most. And because nothing keeps us more connected than the internet, we've created Access from AT&T. If a member of your household is a SNAP participant, you may qualify for home internet at a discounted rate of $10 a month. No commitment, deposit, or installation fee. Visit att.com/access now to learn more.
Don't let dust and allergens get between you and life's beautiful moments. By choosing Flonase, you're choosing more complete allergy relief and all the enjoyment that comes along with it. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances. Most allergy pills only control 1. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. With Flonase, more complete relief means enjoyment of every beautiful moment. Flonase, 6 is greater than 1, changes everything.
Around here, we drink tea with lunch, dinner, and breakfast. Around here, we get our iced tea from Bojangles, where it's freshly steeped and always served ice cold. Bojangles makes iced tea the only way they know how, the old-fashioned way. Because they know that when you serve iced tea all day long, it better be legendary. Bojangles iced tea is freshly steeped for that legendary flavor, all day, every day. Now for only $1. Bojangles, it's Bo time.
The Ford Freedom Sales Event is on, so hurry in for 0% financing for 72 months. Get 0 for 72 across our entire lineup during the Ford Freedom Sales Event only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
Where in this world can you get 20% off on
Tonight, we're asking if teens will face charges for crashing into a home in North Charlotte. Authorities say the 17-year-old driver smashed into a woman's kitchen around 3 this morning on Damask Drive. Police say only one teen stayed to talk with investigators. 2 others eventually came back to the scene. Neighbors say they're worried about the homeowner.
This is their entrance to their home, so you usually don't see anyone come through here.
Police are still investigating what caused the driver to slam into the home. Damages are estimated around $30,000. New at 10 after an 11-month investigation. Rowan County officials arrested a convicted felon today. They say was living in the U.S. illegally for years. Catalino Benitez Vallejo pleaded guilty to a cocaine distribution charge in 1999. He was released from federal prison in 2008 and deported back to Mexico, but authorities say he returned almost immediately to the Kannapolis area and used an alias to prevent getting caught. Race fans are missing Dale Earnhardt Jr. tonight now that he confirmed he won't be on the tracks for 3 races because of a concussion. Jr. and his doctor say they believe he was injured in a crash at a race in Michigan in June. Jr. told fans in his podcast on Monday his recovery process from his concussion has been frustrating.
Those days get you really, really frustrated, and those are the days where you might reach out and say, hey, tell me you can fix this. I need to hear that again today.
Junior's team says that he'll be speaking on Friday at noon at Watkins Glen, where Jeff Gordon will take his place for the time being. A high-speed chase through 4 counties with a 3-year-old inside the car. The dramatic ending that led to the suspect's arrest. Plus, smart toys that may be in your home causing new privacy concerns, the way they're putting your family at risk to hackers. And a transit police officer accused of trying to help ISIS. The actions investigators took to stop him from supporting the terror group.
ClickLiberty.com.
Come in now and get the 2016 you've been waiting for at Toyota's annual clearance event. It all ends September 6th, so hurry in before they're gone. Lease a new 2016 Toyota RAV4 XLE for 36 months for just $209 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Did you know that there are 3 national parks in southern West Virginia? Discover the adventure of the New River Gorge, the remote whitewater of the Gauley, and the rugged landscapes of the Bluestone. The national parks of southern West Virginia. They've all earned the prestigious title of our nation's most exceptional outdoor destinations. Mountain wilderness at its most wild and wonderful. Discover why they've been named American Gems. Explore the national parks of southern West Virginia at npswv.com and share the majesty of the Mountain State.
Don't miss the grand opening celebration of the new Conn's Home Plus in Hickory. All 5 Charlotte area stores are celebrating. Get 0% interest for 36 months on furniture, electronics, and more. Go to cons.com to apply for your Yes Money financing. Then get to the new Conn's Home Plus.
30 years as a professional politician. What is Roy Cooper's legacy? Taxes, unemployment, cuts in education, increased college tuition, declining teacher pay. Pat McCrory in just 3 years? Tax cuts, rising teacher pay, lower college tuition, budget surpluses, 300,000 new jobs. Results, not politics.
It can be exhilarating, overwhelming, and at times, even scary. That's why Novant Health is by your side through every twist and turn. Because you're more than a patient, you're a family. Novant Health, making healthcare remarkable.
Mom would always say you go to Burlington when you need a new coat. I love the jewelry.
They have everything for the baby.
Dresses,
shoes and socks,
sweaters, great fragrances.
All the name brands that are
Now,
from the news team that's covering the Carolinas, this is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 10:30.
We're staying on top of breaking news out of London tonight. Several people were stabbed in a knife attack. Anchor Scott Wickersham has been following every development coming into the newsroom, and he's in the breaking news center right now.
Well, we just learned that police there are looking into whether or not this could be a terrorist attack in London. One woman is dead and 6 people injured after a man with a knife attacked them in Russell Square. That's right in the heart of London. We're still working to figure out the conditions of those other 6 injured people. You see witnesses talking to police right there. Police say the suspect was tased and then arrested just minutes after the attack. That suspect's name has not been released. Police are talking to those witnesses out there and trying to look for a motive and figure out what happened here. Allison?
Thanks, Scott. It's the first case of its kind. A United States police officer charged with helping ISIS. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Allison Lottis. Tonight, the FBI arrested Nicholas Young, a Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority cop. Mary Maloney has more.
A man who took an oath to protect and serve stood in front of a judge accused of supporting ISIS. Investigators say the FBI had its eye on Nicholas Young for the past 6 years, not because of his work as a D.C. transit cop, but because of his ties to terrorists.
The Department of Justice and law enforcement officials at the FBI take quite seriously the responsibility that they have to protect the American people.
According to court documents, the FBI interviewed Young in 2010 because of his friendship with Zachary Chesser, who eventually pleaded guilty to supporting a foreign terrorist organization. Investigators also say the officer talked with a man plotting to blow himself up at the Capitol building. But investigators say it's not just who Young met, but what he did. The FBI says an informant told Young he was going to Syria to join ISIS. According to documents, once Young thought the informant made the trip, Young unknowingly started talking with FBI agents electronically, who were posing as the informant. Investigators say Young wanted to stockpile weapons, attack fellow law enforcement officers, and warned others about being watched. In the end, Young was the one who was being watched. Late last month, the FBI says he bought gift cards and sent the card codes to the informant he believed was in Syria. Instead, that money went to the FBI, and Young went to federal court. As investigators combed Young's neighborhood for clues, neighbors shared their thoughts.
He was just a loner. You just kind of get that creepy vibe off of him.
I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
Smoke, flames, and an explosion all caught on tape when a plane crash landed in Dubai. The Emirates plane was traveling from India to Dubai with 300 passengers and a crew. The emergency chutes deployed and everyone escaped safely. The chairman of Emirates says the weather could have played a role.
Wind is normal. We expecting that could be a wind shear within at that time of the area. It's not clear yet.
Officials say a firefighter died while battling the smoke and flames. Investigators are looking for the cause. New this hour, authorities in Georgia have made an arrest in the double murder of 2 teenagers. Police in Roswell charged 20-year-old Jeffrey Hazelwood with the counts of murder. Natalie Henderson and Carter David, both only 17, were found shot to death behind a Publix grocery store Monday morning. Police are still investigating a motive and the relationship between the 3. Right now, authorities in York are searching for a shooting suspect on the run. Our partners at the Herald report police have warrants for Anthony Shannon Jr. for attempted murder. Police say he shot a man on July 4th on Hickory Lane. And then just last week, police say Shannon shot another man on California Street. They say Shannon should be considered armed and dangerous. All new at 10:30, deputies in South Carolina charged a 17-year-old after pictures were posted on social media showing them desecrating an above-ground grave. Abbeville County officials say after seeing those photos on Facebook, they went to the cemetery where they found several tombs damaged. Deputies say more people may face charges. New at 10:30, NC State officials are warning students after an armed robbery was reported near the school and the suspect still on the loose. Investigators say 2 men were held at gunpoint this morning at the parking deck of the Alley bowling lanes. 3 suspects then drove the victims to an ATM for cash. Students return in just 2 weeks for classes.
I believe that when school starts up, of course there will be more campus police out late at night and surveilling the grounds.
Raleigh police say the 3 men got away with phones and jewelry. The victims suffered minor injuries. Today, Hillary Clinton's running mate Tim Kaine made a campaign stop in Greensboro with appearances by Attorney General Roy Cooper and Alma Adams. Kaine was trying to swing about 500 voters in attendance to believe Clinton was better for small businesses than her opponent, presidential candidate Donald Trump.
Now, this is big. It's investments in manufacturing. It's investments in infrastructure. Let's rebuild our bridges, rebuild our roads, build ports.
Speakers at today's event also discussed House Bill 2, education, and labor rights for workers. Donald Trump's running mate Mike Pence will make a campaign stop at Raleigh tomorrow morning. He'll host a town hall meeting at the Fletcher Opera Theater at the Duke Energy Center for the Performing Arts. Doors open at 7:30 and the event starts at 9 a.m. You can depend on Channel 9 to bring you every development on this historical race to the White House. Follow us on social media and log on to WSOC-TV.com for details on campaign events. New tonight, deputies need your help to find a missing Mount Pleasant woman. Our partners at the Independent Tribune report 63-year-old Vonda Behringer was last seen in February at her home off Bar Link Road. Deputies say they don't know what type of vehicle she could be driving. Anyone with information is asked to call the sheriff's office. A Spartanburg County mother is in jail accused of poisoning her baby with salt. Kimberly Martins is charged with felony child abuse. Police started investigating it after the hospital told them the 17-month-old was diagnosed with salt poisoning. The child is still hospitalized and is non-responsive. 2 siblings are in protective custody. A South Carolina teen is now in jail for the shooting death of his 60-year-old neighbor who was a fire commissioner. Spartanburg County officials say Clayton Jones shot and killed Kevin Rush Monday morning outside of his home when he was leaving for work. Investigators say Jones lived on the same street as Rush.
We're trying to figure out if this was a robbery gone bad, something else. We don't know. That weapon was found and we're not sure. We think that might be the weapon that was used.
Authorities say Jones will probably be held at a juvenile detention facility but will be charged as an adult. New at 10:30, officers are searching for an inmate they say escaped from a highway work crew in Wilkes County. Our partners at the Watauga Democrat report Jason Strickland was in prison for larceny and breaking and entering. He was expected to be released in October. Officials believe that he was picked up by his wife and was last seen in Galix, Virginia. New tonight, unemployment rates went up in 96 of North Carolina's counties in June, making the state's jobless rate reach 5.2%. The number of employed people in the state fell in June by almost 17,000. Scotland County had the highest unemployment rate at 9.2%. Buncombe County had the lowest at 3.9%. From talking toys connected to the internet to voice-activated devices that might be listening more than you think, Channel 9's Justin Gray reports that while our homes are more and more linked to the web, privacy experts are warning that laws and regulations may not be keeping up.
Oh, I had such a funny dream last night.
A Barbie you can carry on a conversation with. A toy pet that seems to have a mind of its own. These internet-connected toys bring new possibilities for fun and learning, but also new privacy challenges.
Locking down these devices so that they're secure is critical.
Jules Polonetsky from the Future Privacy Forum says without proper protections, bringing toys and other connected devices into your home could make your home network and, through cameras and microphones, your home itself vulnerable to hackers and other cyber threats.
I'll pick something fun for us.
That's why Fisher-Price put right on the box that this bear protects your personal data. Alexa, are you spying on me?
I only send audio back to Amazon.
Amazon's Alexa can even have a conversation with you about its privacy protections. The Children's Online Privacy Protection Act was intended for the web, but covers these toys. It was written back in 1998, and Senator Mark Warner wrote this letter to the FTC in July, expressing concern that the law is out of date. Just this week, the FTC more than doubled the fine for a violation of this law to $40,000. That's for each toy sold, which could quickly add up to millions of dollars in penalties. Meaning if a smart toy isn't so smart about privacy, it could cost the manufacturer big. Reporting in Washington, Justin Gray, Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 10.
Google is getting ready to deliver goods by drone. The White House says Google's Project Wing will start testing the delivery drones. The Federal Aviation Administration is on board, saying it hopes drones will be able to fly problem-free before the end of the year. Lancaster's first African-American female police chief opens up to Channel 9 about growing tensions between officers and communities nationwide. It comes as the community prepares for a Black Lives Matter march this weekend. Chief Harleen Carter says she strives to be transparent and wants her community to know her department is filled with compassionate officers.
Police officers do not come to work with the intention of taking another person's life.
The march is scheduled for Saturday from 5:30 to 9 in downtown Lancaster. More than 350 people will lose their jobs over the next year as a Rock Hill electronics plant shuts down. TE Connectivity on Porter Road told employees today it will close by August of next year. The factory makes electronic boards for smartphones, tablets, and computers. Company officials blame competition for the decision to shut down. New developments: a local veteran has his service dog back after weeks of searching. David Dowell's dog, Milka, ran off after being scared by 4th of July fireworks in Dallas. Our news partner, the Gaston Gazette, reports a police officer spotted a dog Friday that looked like Milka and contacted Dowell. After searching some woods, Dowell found her.
Flash flood watches remain in effect from the Charlotte area north to the high country. I'll show you which neighborhoods I believe are still most at risk for flooding.
A chase up I-77 through 4 counties at nearly double the speed limit. The dramatic way it all came to an end when the suspect got out of his car.
For continuing coverage across the Carolinas from Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
We want to help prepare you for your day ahead
with the most accurate forecast and the latest traffic conditions.
Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on TV 64.
Next, Dr. Phil. Parents accused of kidnapping their own daughter.
Your mother has gotten custody of your child. You have opened a can of worms you are going to wish you never opened.
Tomorrow at 9, followed by Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 10.
SAS Shoes of Charlotte, America's finest comfort shoes. Visit us at 9433 Pineville Matthews Road, next to the Carolina Place Mall.
There are still hundreds of rugs at 70% plus 20% off, and this week get 0% financing on your entire purchase. Plus, a special selection of rugs at an unprecedented value of $99. Final days, Summer Sizzler, Rug & Home.
Each of these cars has a story. For some, a car accident. Loved ones were hurt. We're here for you to help that story have the best ending possible. If you or a loved one has been hurt in a car accident, call us.
I grabbed my lipstick.
Hey, what were you doing?
Getting the coats.
For a half hour?
Bob just got Time Warner Cable. He's getting more.
More what?
More than 30,000 movies and shows on demand, most for free. Look, he's DVRing like 6 shows at once.
Let's go.
Oh, this grass is so much greener than on our TV.
Why are your shoes off?
Because I'm on their bed. I don't want to be rude.
Discover how much more is included.
Are those meatballs still circulating?
Get TV, internet, and phone for $89.99 per month, only from Time Warner Cable.
I've been working since I was 15 years old. As a young man, I always thought that I was invincible, that I'd get rich, raise a family. I never worried about getting hurt on the job because I was sure my company had my back. I gave my job everything I had.
Hurt on the job? Call the law offices of Michael A. DeMeo. We'll get you the benefits you need and deserve.
Hello, steak.
They can take the car in the next 5 minutes. Otherwise, it's going to be a week. I'll be right there.
Taking care of your car shouldn't take over your life. With Meineke, save time and schedule your appointment online. Come in now for a basic oil change for just $19.95. Meineke, on with life.
Where in this world can you get 20% off on select Buicks and GMCs? Hey, that's easy. Liberty Buick GMC. Remember, once they're gone, they're gone. Hurry, come get your 20% off at Liberty Buick GMC or check us out online at clickliberty.com.
Come celebrate with the US Gymnastics team after Rio.
Gymnastics like you've never seen it before.
I'll see you on the Kellogg's Tour of Gymnastics Champions.
Nearly a dozen deputies lit up I-77 in Chester County today when a dangerous high-speed chase ended in a crash. The chase started all the way near Columbia. Eyewitness News reporter Greg Suskin found out the suspect is accused of kidnapping a 3-year-old 4 counties away.
Sheriffs and emergency vehicles surround a gray Toyota spun out in the median on I-77 in Chester County. The chase started outside Columbia, where deputies say Harrison Prince kidnapped the boy and took off heading north. That's when Chester County Sheriff Alex Underwood was told about it.
By the time they got into Fairfield County, they was up to about 110, 115 miles an hour coming this direction.
Underwood put officers on the interstate just north of Highway 9. Then when the car came toward them, started a rolling roadblock, pinning the driver in.
Just got up to speed with them and kept the individual contained inside the patrol cars. And then we slowly slowed him down.
But deputies say Prince slammed into 2 patrol cars trying to get around the roadblock. That's when the car spun and ended up in the grass. Prince immediately got out of the car, left the child, and ran down the interstate.
When we actually got into a foot chase with him then and tackled him in the highway.
Tackled him on the highway?
Yes, yes.
He was charged with kidnapping and I'm told did not say anything to deputies on the scene. Greg Suskin, Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 10.
The little boy was not hurt. Firefighters and EMTs were caring for him on the scene before bringing him back to his family in Richland County. Tonight, we're asking police if they made any arrests in a violent attack outside of a West Charlotte condo complex. A woman told us that 2 men put her in a chokehold, pushed her to the ground, and then took off in her car. It all happened outside her complex on South Hoskins Road last night. The victim said that she was on the phone with her boyfriend at the time. He heard her scream and called 911.
I was so scared. First I was just confused. I didn't know what was happening. And then after that, it was just kind of pure panic.
The victim says that she thinks being on the phone saved her life. She says the suspects took off when they realized someone was on the line. Tonight, state and local environmental officials are investigating a stormwater spill at one of Duke Energy's coal ash plants. It happened at the former Cliffside Steam Station right along Broad River. Duke Energy says more than 50,000 gallons of water that washed through an unburned coal pile overflowed into the river after heavy rain on Monday, but insists coal ash did not get into the river. A retired Charlotte-Mecklenburg police officer had to be evacuated from one of the highest mountains in the world. Mark DeLuca spent 4 days climbing to Gilman's Point on Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa. He ended up getting mountain sickness and had to be taken to a lower altitude. DeLuca was part of the Charlotte Rotary Group climbing for an End Polio Now charity. New tonight, soldiers at Fort Bragg are on their way to the Middle East to join in the fight against ISIS. More than 400 soldiers from the 18th Airborne Corps are headed to Kuwait in support of Operation Inherent Resolve. This afternoon, they said goodbye to their loved ones.
You never really get used to this, but they have been a big part of why I'm in the military as it is. And so while it's hard, we make plans, and so our family's prepared for this.
The soldiers will be deployed for the next 9 months. They'll lead a coalition of 60 countries already working to defeat ISIS in Iraq and Syria. New tonight, health officials in Wake County have 1 confirmed case of measles, and they're concerned there could be others. The patient went to the doctor after developing a rash and fever following a trip overseas. The person also visited Lee Residence Hall at NC State University before the diagnosis. The virus is especially hard on infants and pregnant women. Heavy downpours in Arizona forced students to be evacuated from school. Storms brought up to 2 inches of rain in an hour yesterday and forced water rescues. Even had 1 school evacuated because water was filling the hallways. The floodwaters also shut down a busy highway in Phoenix. Chief Meteorologist Steve Edelson says there is some rain still falling out there.
Yeah, Elson, is right where we don't want it, over Iredell County. It's relatively light, though I had some reports from the National Weather Service. Some of the neighborhoods that saw all that rain this afternoon saw more tonight, and it caused some minor flooding, but it's already abating in Iredell County. Showers pushing west of 321 now. You can see in western portions of Gaston County, not far from Bessemer City, Cherville, and then in western York County, almost to the Cherokee County line. Futurecast squarely suggests the immediate metro is pretty much done with the rain, but look at the showers just lingering out across the high country. And I think if anyone has an issue overnight tonight, it'll be north of I-40 and along the spine of the Appalachians. Caldwell, Ashwaubenon, and Avery counties. That's where we may see some localized flooding overnight tonight. Tomorrow, More scattered showers, again confined to the mountains early on, but by the afternoon with a few breaks of sun, kind of like today, we'll start to see those scattered showers pop up yet again. Mid-70s at 9 a.m. We are going to remain, by August standards, fairly cool and comfortable. Lower 80s at lunchtime and in the middle 80s tomorrow afternoon, a far cry from where we've been. 40% chance of rain. In Fort Mill, forecasting temperatures in the middle to upper 80s. Not very hot, but still very humid outside. Something to keep in mind, while it is cooler, is not necessarily what I'd call comfortable just yet. Middle 80s out in Shelby tomorrow, and again, a 50% chance of showers, mainly confined to the afternoon. On Friday, more scattered showers, mainly the first half of the day, and mostly west of Charlotte. As we head through the afternoon, scattered showers, maybe the rumble of thunder, but things should wind down as we head through early Friday evening. Important, we've got a big event Friday out at the Bank of America Stadium, Fan Fest for the Panthers. Weather looks okay. We'll see the storm chances slowly coming down. Temperatures will also start to fall out of the 80s back into the 70s. And if you have weekend plans outside, of the 2 days, Saturday's your better bet to be out there. Lower to mid-90s, it'll still be warm and muggy, but only a 20% chance of a storm. On Sunday, a little more cloud cover and a better chance of some late-day storms. 5-day forecast will take you through the weekend. Again, talking about the rain chances better on Sunday than Saturday. And then look at this. After a couple of days in the 90s, we're back into the 80s by Monday. I can get used to August.
Yeah, they can stick around a little bit longer, I think. Thanks, Steve. We'll be right back. Well, actually, we'll tell you about this first. A flower known for its terrible smell. It's attracting visitors at our nation's capital. The corpse flowers on display at the US Botanical Gardens. Many visitors said the stench wasn't as strong as they expected, and it mostly smelled more like trash than a corpse.
Follow us on Twitter to keep up with breaking news, weather, and all the top stories of the day. Join the conversation and tweet us at WSOC-TV.
Family Feud with Steve Harvey, weeknights at 7 on TV 64.
Can't decide what to watch?
I'm offering you 56 channels.
Sometimes it's better to watch
nothing. Everybody's doing something. We'll do nothing.
Seinfeld, because nothing is really something. Seinfeld, weeknights.
Whether it's a dream road trip or rush hour traffic, it can still be Destination Yay when you hit the drive-thru for a one-of-a-kind Coke from McDonald's for just $1. Turn an everyday trip into everyday yay.
Come to Rug & Home. Touch, feel, explore the entire Magnolia Home line of furniture, rugs, pillows, throws, and accessories. Weathered industrial to mid-century modern, 6 thoughtfully designed furniture collections by Joanna Gaines, now at Rug & Home. Asheville, Gaffney, Kannapolis.
Tell me what's going on.
Bought a new washer and dryer from the home improvement store.
I'm afraid you're suffering from FOBO.
FOBO? Fear of better options.
Cure FOBO with an unmatched selection of appliances, low price guarantee, and free delivery at H.H. Gregg.
I don't wait for anything. I get what I want when I want it. No exceptions. Steak. That's why I use the Faster mobile app from Fifth Third Bank. It lets me check my balance without logging in. Fish.
Mobile banking, one of the ways Fifth Third Bank works hard to earn your business.
It's Mattress Firm's Sleep Happy Summer Sale. This Friday through Sunday, get cool summer savings. Plus, save the tax. Like queen sets as low as $179.99. Plus, save the tax. Or a Sealy queen set for just $399.99. Plus, save the tax. And get Mattress Firm cool cash of up to $300, good towards free delivery, free mattress protector, and free accessories when you buy a custom collection mattress set. And get 0% APR for 5 years. Only at Mattress Firm.
It's that time again for the kids to go back to school.
We need to go to Burlington. You know, I love the prices. They have all the brands, all the styles.
You look so cute. Look at this price.
Let's go, Burlington, let's go. There are still hundreds of rugs at 70% plus 20% off, and this week get 0% financing on your entire purchase. Plus, a special selection of rugs at an unprecedented value of $99. Final days, Summer Sizzler, Rug & Home.
The Carolina Panthers back at work after their day off yesterday and getting one of their top cornerbacks back on the field. Ben Wickery is off the physically unable to perform list. Ben Wickery broke his leg late in the season against Atlanta and missed the Panthers' Super Bowl run. Now he's back, but he'll have to knock some of the rust off. He worked at both outside corner positions as well as at nickel, where he has the most experience. The nice thing is rookies James Bradbury and Darryl Worley have been playing very well so far in training camp, a welcome development in a position group with the most question marks entering camp.
I know one thing that we all wanted to do was come out with confidence, have a full understanding of the playbook and know what our assignments were, and be able to just really do our jobs and play in the scheme of the defense.
Our Big 22 previews continue with a bit of a legend in one of the greatest football towns in the country. It sounds like hyperbole unless you're well acquainted with Rock Hill, South Carolina. South Point quarterback Darion Kendrick was one of the best youth football players in football-crazy Rock Hill. His youth team, the Rock Hill Cowboys, won 4 straight championships with Darion as their star. In high school, he kept winning, helping the Stallions to a state championship last season. He's only 15 and seems destined to only get better, perhaps one day even following the footsteps of former South Point standouts and current NFL stars Stephon Gilmore and Jadeveon Clowney.
Your coaches will always tell you how they practice or how they did this and that, so that clicks in your head and be like, oh, I want to do that too, or do it better.
Now it's Darion's turn to give back. He returns to the Cowboys and helps coach up the next generation. Ahead on our high school football extra kickoff show, why it's so important for Darion to revisit his football roots and his favorite player to coach. That story will air during our 1-hour primetime special Wednesday, August 17th at 8 p.m. on Channel 9.
Those kids probably look up to him. Just
it's great he's a mentor, too.
Yeah,
I mean, here he is still in high school. Good stuff. Our rain is beginning to taper off. That's good stuff, too. Many of us have had enough, especially up toward Iredell County. The showers pushing west at 321. Meanwhile, taking it way down to the Caribbean, we've got Hurricane Earl just about to make landfall. I have yet to receive the 11 o'clock advisory from the National Hurricane Center, but I can tell you that the central part of the storm, the core, the eye of the storm, is just now, looks like, beginning to make landfall down there. We won't see any rain from it, but we still have our rain chances. 40% tomorrow, 30% Friday, a couple more days in the 80s, which is good news before the 90s come back this weekend.
Just in time for us to all get outside.
And enjoy.
Thanks, Steve. And thanks for making Channel 9 Eyewitnesses at 10 your choice. We'll see you tomorrow night.